Hello there, dear friends and deep thinkers. We're going to play Pentiment together. It's blind, I've never played it before, and we're going to jump right in. What is Pentiment? It's a role-playing game, also kind of adventure game. It's in the Middle Ages. It's based on the story of, that is why the book is here, a scholar, a middle-aged scholar, and you can make a lot of decisions that will influence the course of the game. So it's not like a classic adventure, not a railroaded one, but something that you can influence. And I have not played it before. I'm just jumping right in together with you. And yeah, we want to use the stylized fonts. I mean, easy read fonts are good. This is nice. So let's see. In principio erat verbum, et verbum erat apud Deum, et Deus erat verbum. At the beginning there was the Word, and the Word was God, and God was the Word. We can move the stone. Let's see. What can we do here? Look at that. Something here. Maybe there's something hidden beneath this. We can move the stone. And if we move the stone away, what will happen then? There's something hidden below this. I'm trying this. I mean, what are we doing here? Maybe we're extinguishing all our work now. Oh, it's a beautiful medieval book here. Medieval books, yeah, it's by Obsidian. It's just I'm a bit of an Obsidian fan. Josh Sawyer, doing great work there. Pentiment. Now let's see what will happen. Sic incipit historia cadumque. I cannot translate so quickly, but look at that. It's looking so fantastic. I'm kind of a bookworm. And we're gonna see. Oh, there's even... yeah, that's medieval music notation. That's curious. I mean, I have one day seen someone make such a notation. It's real cool. Like, in the reality. And you can see that we will have a lot of quizzes, a lot of things to do. That is probably where it's located. Josh Sawyer was the narrative director. That's so good. That's so good. And that is where it will start, in Tassing, Bavaria, Holy Roman Empire, April 1518. That is most probably us, an artist. Sleeps. So we're an artist and a scholar, an artist's mind. That's what's going on in the artist's mind. Let's see what's going on here. And the abbot said to me, Andreas. What did he say to us? We can choose that. We could distract the sisters. I need you to finish this commission by the end of April. Keep your conversations with Brother Piero to a minimum. I need you to finish this commission by the end of April. Oh my god. Beatrice says, isn't that much earlier than you were expecting? Yes, he had told me I had until the Ides of May. Saint Grobian, asshole, and he's not going to pay you anymore, is he? He has no appreciation for the cost of your sweat. Socrates, in our mind, the yield of labor should not be measured in coin, but in personal satisfaction and self-improvement. Personal satisfaction doesn't put much food on the table, though, does it? And Prester John, how did you reply to the abbot, Andreas? How would we do it? I mean, we're not rich. What can you do but work? I shrugged and kept on working. A good way to avoid conflict in the moment, but you know it will come back around, says Beatrice. St. Grobian, who cares? It won't matter. The abbot will keep complaining and eventually it will get done. Socrates, and the doing of the work is its own virtue, regardless of what the abbot may think. Prester John, despite the abbot's ire, you must endure. Soon you will have finished both the abbot's work as well as your masterpiece. And then you will return to Nuremberg, where marriage and your new life as a master await you. Beatrice, yes, marriage to someone he's never met, hardly ideal. Socrates, well, the alternative is becoming a philosopher. St. Grobian, oh Jesus, then you should definitely get married. Is she pretty, at least? What can we say? So we're gonna marry someone we don't even know. That's probably something, yeah, that's something that is done still today in many cultures, but probably you get a photo or something, but back then, no. Well, maybe we got a photo. The small portrait they sent was lovely, but we artists can be flatterers. It's growing late. The wheel of time stops for no man. Andreas, I fear you must leave us. Ah, true, your majesty. Will you visit us again soon, says Prester John. Hopefully, but it's out of my control, your majesty. There are many things. Trust in Providence. Grobian, please see Andreas safely home. Of course, your majesty, says St. Grobian. Until next time, Andreas. Until next time, your majesty. Pay no mind to the other fools, Andreas. We're on a fool's journey. That was what life was also often seen in the medieval ages. A story told by a fool. I never do. Ow. At least I would if they'd stop stepping on my feet. Watch where you're going. They're fools, Andreas. No point in trying to teach them anything. They really looked not wise. I know, John wants you to endure the abbot's shit, but since I take you home, I get the last word. Don't let him run you ragged, boy. He's just trying to keep order in the abbey. I'm an outsider. Right, an outsider he brought in. If he wants your work, he has to deal with you as you are. And the wise St. Grobian. Ow, 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 a foot. Gah. Would you please... Oh god. We're gonna get mutilated by these fools. I give up. Take me home, Grobian. As you wish, Andreas. Oh. Hello there. Good morning, Ursula. Is that our kid? Good morning. Oh, that's not our kid, right? We're not married. Time to get up. One. The Baron. April 1518. A few more pages back to the Abbey. Let's see. I'm in... let's see. This blinks, so let's see. Another day, another few pages for the abbot, and hopefully a few for myself. I need to get across town and head up to the abbey so I can start work at the scriptorium. Okay, maybe we need to pick up our stuff, right? Let's see. I should really clean this up. But you cannot do it, right? The Picatrix, Key of Solomon, the Heptameron, Prior Ferenc keeps giving me all of these books to read. Okay, and we're not reading them, or what? No, we don't want to go to bed. Can we clean this up? No, we cannot. Oh, look at that. That happens when I press tab. Let's get down here. Hey, Ursula. Andreas. Andreas. Oh, that's funky. No, let's see. Hey, good morning. There's Clara. There's someone else. Good morning, Andreas. Did you sleep well? Quite well, actually. Thank you. Oh, I'm so glad to hear it. Anyway, I know you'll be off to the Abbey, so I packed you some food. Almonds, cheese, and some of the rye you like from the Albans. Oh, wow. She's really caring for us. Otto wanted me to ask you to join him for dinner at the Abbey. Otto? Ah, okay. This is Otto, apparently. Hello, Otto. Otto stopped by? Yes, around dawn. Now we're getting the food. Nice. Here you are, Andreas. That's too kind of you, Clara. Many thanks. Master Andreas, if it wouldn't be too much trouble, could we... Would it be too much trouble if you paid next month's rent today? And if we raised it by 2 groschen? I had to ask, but we're behind on our taxes to take to the Abbey. 2 months behind. Peter's losing his hair over it even more than usual, I mean. Peter? So that's Peter. He looks like he's probably covering the head with a hat. So no one notices. I'm not sure how, okay. I'm not sure how to respond to this. Rent wasn't due until the beginning of May. Oh, let's see, we can... You must take the consequences of inaction into account. Be generous. Let's be generous. On the other hand, she might think she can keep asking me for advances on rent. Okay. I suppose that's not out of the question. Yes, I think I can manage that. I'm so grateful, truly, Andreas. I apologize again for asking. It's just awful to be stuck in such a position. Our taxes get harder to pay every year. Peter works hard, but it just never seems like it's enough. St. Luke, bless you for helping us out. St. Luke, Christian evangelist and patron saint of artists and physicians, often represented by a winged bull. Oh. Is he here, the winged bull? No. Okay. Speaking of St. Luke, how's your masterpiece coming along? It's been 2 months now, hasn't it? Slowly, I'm afraid. Most of my days are spent doing work for the Abbey. It's only during the Divine Office that Prior Ferenc allows me to work on my masterpiece. Divine Office? Now that's Ferenc, and the prayer times observed by all Christian monastic orders. Okay. Monks and nuns pray together 7 times a day and once at night as dictated by the rule of Saint Benedict. So it's probably the Benedictines. It's a monastic order back then. In Bavaria, reasonable restriction, but slow going. The city council doesn't require it to become a master. I'm making it mostly to show clients and for my own sake. And yes, when I do finish, I will go back to Nuremberg, where I will marry and open a workshop of my own. Nuremberg is a free imperial city of the Holy Roman Empire, major trade center and city of arts, including printing. A really, really important city back then. From Nuremberg to a university and now traveling the world as an artist. What a life you have ahead of you, Master Andreas. Yes, I suppose it does feel like I'm starting a new chapter in my life after after some wandering. It must be rather frightening starting all over again. It is, but I know now that this is what I want to do. Oh, this will be remembered. Not many people get to decide that. Certainly not anyone in Tassing. Anyway, I don't know anything about art, but I've seen you sketching such beautiful things in your little book. Your masterpiece must be wonderful. It is. It's my finest work. Good, it makes me glad to see some confidence in the men around here sometimes. Now I have to get back to my own work. Have a good day at the Abbey, Andreas, and we'll see you after Vespers for supper. The monastic hour at dusk, one of the major prayer hours, it is followed by supper. So when the Vespers start, we're going to go back here, probably. Not tonight, but thank you. Klaus Drucker invited me over for supper. That's him, Klaus Drucker. He's probably in the printing industry or in the early book writing. Of course, please say hello to the Druckers for us. Of course, until later, Clara. And that was Eva. Hello, Andreas. Yeah, we've talked this through. We can go to the farm now. Is there more to see here? No. And let's not tally and go to the farm. Let's see. That must be him. And oh, who's that guy? He's just not doing anything. Interesting. That's Peter. Yeah. Andreas. The man losing his hair. And we need to go to the monastery. So let's see. Can we go this way? Big Jörg, morning, Andreas. Morning, Big Jörg. How's it going? You working today? Just taking a rest for a bit. Dad's still in the field. Hit a big rock with a plow, and it took me Lord knows how long to pull it out. You off to the Abbey? Every day but Sunday. Right, thank God for Sundays. Smells like a storm's coming now. Smells just like fresh alpine air to me. You've been traveling too much. Where was it you spent your Wanderjahre before you came to Tassing? Wandering years during which a journeyman, artist or craftsman travels far and wide to improve their skills. And it's still done today in Germany, where especially artisans travel around there in a certain clothing too. And they will travel very far, so that kind of Wanderjahre is wandering years is still something that exists. So where have we been? To Basel, to Flanders, or to Italy? Now let's see, we've been to Flanders. Andreas knows some Dutch and French and can reference cultural touchstones from Antwerp, Bruges, and Ghent. Antwerp, Bruges, not Ghent. All the great art cities of Flanders. Where's that? North and west, down by the sea. There's your problem. The sea air has confused your sense of smell. Spend enough time in these mountains and you'll be able to smell a storm coming. How long will that take? 10, 15 years? I don't think I have that long, Big Jörg. What did you spend all that time in Flanders doing anyway? Other than art, I mean. What were we doing? We were just about art? Were we a hedonist? No, maybe we were a bookworm. I don't know. Andreas spends all of his non-working free time finding and reading as many books as he possibly can. Reading mostly and talking about books, I couldn't get enough of it. Flanders has some of the most incredible manuscript illustrators in Christendom. And the books they produce are treasures, every one. Didn't realize that books meant that much to you. I've seen Father Thomas' Bible and a few other books. I haven't had much time for reading, though. That's Father Thomas. Anyway, I have to get going. Jorg, let's go! Dad's already acting like I'm taking too long, even though I did all the work to get the rock out. See you later, Andreas. Until later, Big Jorg. That's to the town. I wonder, do we have like a... Yeah. So let's see. Ex Libris. That's us. Then we have the map. So we are currently here. We could get to the commons. That would be, I don't know, maybe here. That's interesting. Yeah, we have no real objective there or investigation. Brother Piero of Verona. Someone we know. Artist of Curacao Abbey. And Father Thomas Speaker. And there's a couple of people, as you can see here. They are together probably in one spot. These are from the Gardner farm. These are probably outside. These are in the Abbey. The glossary. There where we can look up everything. Let's go back to the journal. We could look at the other side before we leave this. Maybe we find someone ill. Peter. Is that Peter's Peter's father? Oh. Ask him. God bless you. Andreas. Oh yes, Andreas, this weather's been awful. This town's gone to shit since my days. God, awful. The thing's very different when you were young. As different as beer and piss. The old abbot didn't bother us much about our customs. He didn't mind if we left a little offering to Perchta to keep the skies clear, the weather fair. The pagan goddess of the Alps, associated with animals and spinning wool. She's still invoked by some Christians in Austria, Switzerland, Bavaria and Swabia. Matthias knew that Christ was in our hearts, even if the White Lady's name was on our lips. You think that spirit's been fouling the weather since no one follows the customs anymore? Ah, sharper than you look, eh? The saints were the first to watch over Tassing. My father knew that, old running Kemper. Knew that. The late husband of Ottilia, whoever Ottilia is. That bastard abbot may not like it, but some of us keep the traditions alive. Like the old widow, Ottilia. Yes, she always hangs the door frame with lavender to keep the spirits out. It's also good to keep the gnats out. I see. I should go. All right, God bless you. Oh, what's in this? Can we... Okay. That's not going anywhere here. We've seen that there are still some old spirits at work. The Smiths was often seen as also kind of a little bit magical. Let's look at the fire. Andreas Schmidt's smithy. Schmidt is the German name for smith. It's so much smaller than the one he uses at the Abbey. Hello, Andreas. He's not doing much. Let's see whom we can meet here. Some knights. Some sheep. What? Martin? Eddie? Ah, we can go around here. Martin, please, can you give me a hand here, says Veronica? What do you want? I'm keeping an eye on them. That looks a lot like standing here and doing nothing. Martin, for Christ's sake, help your cousin. I'm mourning Andreas' excuses. One of the fence rails fell and the sheep started hopping it. Okay. Should I offer to help? Let's think about this. What are my spirits doing? Martin should be helping them, but I mean, he has been told often enough. Perhaps helping others also helps us. It allows us to feel useful and take satisfaction in our work, says Socrates. And again, I don't know anything about sheep, and I'd probably just get in their way. Is there something I can do to help? Have you ever handled sheep before? No. Then no, but thank you, Christian of you to offer. Oh, look, there's something going up at the Steinauer's place. What's going on there? Who's that on the horse? Looks rich. I don't know, Martin, but Lucky is giving him an earful. I haven't seen Lucky that worried up since Peter and Clara's wedding when Johan pulled his pants down. Okay. Well, that's Clara. And Clara, that's Peter. Okay. So they are wed, as we knew already. And Johan, this guy, pulled his pants down. What the hell? Whatever happens. Knocked 2 of my man's teeth out. You don't want to feel the strength behind the stonemason's anger. You think he's a noble? He looks really rich. Damn it, Martin. Stay out of trouble for once. What, Aunt Hetty? Behave yourself. Don't we have enough to deal with right now, says Veronica. Hetty, Andreas, if you wouldn't mind moving your scurry little body up the road, we need to get these sheep under control. Of course, see you later. Yeah, he knows that he should help. Good luck. No point in telling him. No point in telling him. I've seen much. There's a sheep. No, that's Andreas. So many sheep. Oh, look, there's a little duck. Okay, okay, okay. Then we'll go to the other side. There's even more sheep. Church and Druckers. Yeah, we wanted to visit Drucker, if you remember. So, what is this here? There's the Drucker house, and that is Klaus Drucker. Yeah, we wanted to meet him. Hey, Klaus. Huh? Morning, Andreas. How's it going? Morning, Klaus. Another day at the Abbey. Another few hours to work on my masterpiece. Good to hear. You're still coming by for supper tonight? Murray and Bert would love to see you. His kids, maybe? Bert is the little guy here, and Murray, maybe his daughter or his wife. You really need to see these new woodcuts I have for an Italian edition of Till Eulenspiegel. So he makes woodcuts for printing. Till Eulenspiegel is a very, very popular 15th century book. Till is a prankster, continually exposing the vices and hypocrisy of others. He's also quite skilled at tricking people into smelling, touching, or eating his excrement. Yeah, I've read Eulenspiegel. It's something bizarre. It's really bizarre. It's medieval, in-your-face humor. I didn't realize Father Thomas let you print books in Italian. Come on, Andreas. He's not that strict. I know he's just trying to protect people from... Your sloppy typesetting, Arnie. No, that's maybe too much. Witch mania, heresy, adventure stories of questionable moral repute. That is Eulenspiegel. He doesn't mind those so much, actually. No, as long as they don't get too carnal. Oh. So, supper tonight, after Vespers? Of course, thank you. Great, I'll tell Mary and Bert you're coming. See you then. See you later. So, we've got a date with Klaus and the rest of his people. Ah. Father Thomas, God bless Master Mahler. I hope your work is going well. Mahler means painter too, so... That's the German word for painter. Thank you, Father. It's going quite well. I'm just on my way up the hill to get to work. We're gonna get too late, but we like all these people. I like to have a chat. Good, good, Andreas. I don't recall seeing you at Sunday morning Mass. We've missed the Mass. You understand how important it is for your salvation that you receive Holy Communion, don't you? I just stayed up too late on Saturday. I don't want to get in an argument with him about this. Would going to church on Sunday be such a burden? If not for his sake, consider it for your own. Mass can be an uplifting experience, remember. And you could meet more people. Meeting people is always useful. But it can also be exhausting, right? Right, there's no need to argue. I should make a better effort to get to Sunday Mass. Yes, I apologize, Father Thomas. I promise you I'll make it this Sunday. Oh, getting so many obligations in, it's crazy. You don't have to make a promise to me, but our salvation is contingent on the... Oh my, what a blessed day to receive such an illustrious visitor. Master Mahler, this is Lawrence, Baron of Rothvogel, a great lord from the countryside near Worms. That's also a city. Prosperous imperial free city in the western part of the empire, located on the Rhine River. Worms has been the site of many imperial diets. Worms also has, I think, a dragon in as a symbol, so that's really like the ancient Worms, as in dragons, are meant that way. Good to see you, Father Thomas. It is nice to be remembered fondly. I only wish all of your neighbors were as welcoming. Well, yes. What brings you back to our little town? My wife and I were returning from a trip to Venice. We spent a few days returning from a trip to Venice. We spent a few days in Innsbruck, and it was terribly dull. Innsbruck is also a city here. Venice, yeah, you know Venice. Innsbruck, on the other hand, capital of the Austrian county of Tyrol and major stop on the imperial road connecting Italy and Bavaria. It's the closest major city to Kirsau Abbey and Tussing. Notably, it was also the site of witch trials in 1485, and we have it 1516 or something, so it's not that far away. I mean, it has a certain charm common to these Alpine cities, but the place was crawling with nobles for the emperor's diet, so the emperor was visiting there. An assembly of the three colleges of the imperial estates of the Holy Roman Empire, the prince-electors, the princes and dukes, representatives of the imperial cities. They meet to deliberate on matters of importance to the empire. So there was a lot of things going on there, and he really looks exhausted. The emperor, was he there? Did you see him? Oh, briefly, but he was sitting for a portrait at the time. Quite lovely. I didn't want to bother him. Or the painter. Oh, Who was the artist, my lord? I'm sure you know him. An older man from Nuremberg, with enough of a reputation to paint the emperor. I'm sorry, my lord, I'm not sure who you mean. Have you not heard of Albrecht Dürer? Pity. I thought he was known across the empire. Albrecht Dürer is a very, very important German Christian artist, you could say that. A renowned painter and printmaker from Nuremberg, is revered in Venice as well as across the Holy Roman Empire. Since 1512, he's enjoyed the patronage of Emperor Maximilian I. Some of the most important paintings of both churches, like the Evangelical and the Catholic Church in Germany, they often use what he made. Anyway, my wife wanted to stay a bit longer in Innsbruck, and I decided to ride ahead to make a visit to Kirsau. I heard Father Matthias died shortly after my last visit, of course. Oh, the abbot of Kirsau before Father Gernot, widely respected by the monks and nuns, as well as the people of Tassing, known for his kindness and his love of big books, so we might have known him as well. Interesting. A great loss for the abbey, and for us all. Indeed, by good fortune, I recently came across a copy of the Hysteria. Tassier he was reading during my last visit, so that's the history of our little village here. An account of the early history of Tassing. Kirsau's previous abbot, Father Matthias, had a copy. Baron Rothvogel brought another to the abbey as a gift. Oh, you can see how it develops. You can see how it develops, right? He died and he had that copy of the early history. Who knows what he might have found out. Father Matthias was hoping to find a second copy to corroborate the contents of the first. It contains some fascinating details about the history of this place. I'm afraid they might even cause a bit of a scandal, eh? Here we go. There's the scandal. Ah, yes. He knows of the scandal, but I must be off. There will be time enough to discuss Tassing's past later. I commissioned a manuscript from the abbey through Father Gernot, and I have come back to check its progress. Let's see how he looks. That's Gernot. Oh, my lord, if you have come to see your manuscript, you should speak with young Master Mahler here. Yeah, let's not distract him. It's an honor to meet you, my lord. Andreas is a journeyman artist from Nuremberg. For the next few months, he's also helping in the abbey's scriptorium. That's where the monks scribe, copy books, illustrate, illuminate manuscripts, right? A Nuremberger artist working in an abbey scriptorium in 1518. Oh, we should talk, Andreas. I must know the story. Yeah, I mean, he's a lord. We must talk to him. Of course, my lord. It would be an honor. Wonderful. It's so rare to find someone in the countryside who knows anything about art. Thank you for the introduction, Father Thomas. Come to supper at the abbey tonight. I'm inviting you to the abbot's table. Yes, did the abbot invite me? Oh, don't worry about it, Father. Just show up after Vespers. What is he going to do? Refuse us? He's probably not. He's a bit afraid of the abbot. Could that be? Excellent. We will see you then. Miklaus, I'm dismounting. Run ahead of us and take the horses to the abbey's guest house. I'd like to take my time talking with Master Mahler. I'll meet you there. At once, my lord, says Miklaus. So then, a journeyman from Nuremberg. Forgive me for saying so, but you seem a little old to not yet be a master. Are you unmarried? No, I'm not married, but in truth I came to my vocation later than my father and brothers. I was in university for a number of years at Erfurt. Erfurt, wonderful. The same university as Martin Luther. Have you read his works? Tremendous mind. Yeah, Erfurt. Everett is one of the most popular cities in the empire, located near its heart. It's been home to a respected university since 1379 as a center for humanist thought. And Luther, priest and professor of theology at the University of Wittenberg, controversial for his opinions on the church's sale of indulgences to forgive sin, which were recently published and distributed throughout the empire. Yeah, he was the founder of what is here called the Evangelical Church. That led to a church schism, so that both churches were kind of split up. He says things about the church that should have been said years ago. So he's a progressive. Might get him into trouble, but he's a brave, brilliant man. Wait, you may have even met him, did you? You must tell me. No, he was a few years ahead of me. Let's play nice with this man. Yes, but he could talk to the abbot about it. Let's be open to him. Maybe he can help us. Still, his ideas do seem fascinating. I agree wholeheartedly. I simply must meet him if I get the chance. I wonder if the good brothers of the Abbey have heard of him. I'm sure they have, and they will probably hate him. Perhaps they have even read his list of 95 theses against the church. These were extremely well known, and he just put them on the church's door, right? A list of propositions against the church's practice of selling indulgences for the remission of sin. It was written in 1517 by Martin Luther. Martin Luther was against the church making money off of people with these 95 theses, and he said that everyone would be forgiven in heaven, basically. So he was a little bit more, you don't have to pay the church so that your sins are forgiven. Father Matthias was not above having a lively debate. I hope Father Gernot does not disappoint in that regard. But enough about Luther for now. Tell me about your university studies. Forgive me, Baron, but did you attend university? You seem very well educated. Ha, no, my family is merely wealthy enough to have provided me with all of the books and tutors a child could dream of. I love all knowledge, from Aristotle and Cicero to Ficino and Erasmus, and everyone in between and yet to come. Yeah, let's start with Erasmus, right? Erasmus of Rotterdam, Dutch priest and philosopher who is preeminent among northern humanists, known for his works in Latin and Greek, and calls for reform within the church. So he's really a progressive. And then Aristotle. Aristotle was, has always been throughout history well respected. Renowned as a polymath, he wrote on a wide variety of subjects. Yeah, his work is extensively cited by current scholars. Even more work is attributed to him than he could have ever written. Cicero. Yeah, Cicero, very nice Roman man. And he always... he always wanted Carthago to be destroyed. Statesman, scholar, lawyer, and renowned orator of the late Roman Republic, he's revered both for his contributions to Latin literature and his skill at rhetoric. And Ficino, that one I'm interested in. I don't know much about this man. He was a 15th century Italian priest and humanist, was one of the leading figures of the Italian Renaissance. He's well known for his translations of the works of Plato into Latin. So wow, that man is a progressive. So we have to be careful not to lose our job over him. I may have misjudged the Baron. It seems like he's as well read as any university student. In truth, I'm simply happy to speak with another well-educated man. On then, did you earn... How then did you earn your doctorate? Now then, did you earn your doctorate? No, I didn't. Only a master's degree. I started working toward a doctorate, but didn't finish. Oh, that's a shame. Well, what was your area of study? What were we studying? We could have studied theology, right? Now that we got this job. That could be how we got that job. But that will influence something. Or we could be into medicine. That would also be something a bookworm would maybe think about. Well, let's just say we're into theology. He has a strong understanding of Catholic theology, biblical knowledge, canon law, heresies, and similar subjects. Theology, as odd as it may seem, not odd at all. It's a good field of study if you want a position in the church. My late uncle was the abbot of Fulda. I spent many hours reading the manuscripts in the library with his permission. That's another one. A town built around an old Benedictine abbey near the center of the empire. Fulda's abbots are imperial princes and wield great power. It's also one of the really, really old cities of Germany. For example, I live in a city that is around 800 years old, or 900 even now, and that's a like middle old city in Germany. He was a pious enough man, I suppose, but he wielded great power from that abbey. There's Ottilia. You, if I had any faith, I would have prayed you'd never show your face here again. Is she sour with him? Curse you, Lorenz Rotvogel. Perchta's dogs tearing you to pieces would be too kind a fate. What? These rustic communities display a shocking lack of hospitality, don't you think? But he's something personal with her, right? Let's not talk to him about that. Well, what of your early time in university? Every student must study the trivium and quadrivium, yes? The lower and upper divisions of a classic liberal arts university education: Latin, grammar, logic, and rhetoric from the trivium, arithmetic, geometry, music, and astronomy from the quadrivium. So that's early studies. Did you have a favorite subject? Oh no, okay. Yeah, that the heavens and earth. That's something cool. But we could be a theologian who is also an occultist. Knows a soul-endangering amount of theoretical and practical knowledge on alchemy, astrology, theurgy, necromancy, and various magical rites and ceremonies. I use my access to the university's library to pursue more esoteric interests. Oh, esoteric how? Mystical texts, books on alchemy, invoking spirits, divination, purely academic, of course. Of course. I started with Ficino's Corpus Hermeticum, and my interest only deepened from there. A compilation of 17 religious and philosophical treatises encompassing the soteriology of Hermes Trismegistus, or thrice great Hermes. The centuries-old texts reflect Egyptian, Greek, and Jewish traditions and ideas, and were translated into Latin in the late 15th century by Marsilio Ficino and Lodovico Lazzarelli. Quite interesting, Andreas. I'll make some time to speak with you more on this topic during my stay. Please be discreet about it, my lord. Yes, that's why we'll talk about it later. And your other studies, was there anything else you excelled at? Okay, what's the second thing? I mean, if we were going to the church, we could be a Latinist. He has a strong command of Latin, grammar, and vocabulary. He can also easily recall sentiente antiquae, quoted words of wisdom from the Roman Republic and Empire. I focus on Latin. It's useful in so many ways, but especially for understanding manuscripts. Wonderful. A beautiful language used in the greatest empire of the ancient world. Tell me, what is your favorite sententia? Sentence, basically. Everyone enjoys the smell of their own farts. Yeah, that's also some wisdom. Remember to tell the tale of another's kindness many times, but whatever kind deed you do for others, keep quiet. Let's make him laugh. Everyone enjoys the smell of their own farts. But Erasmus is cheating. A little, but Erasmus was paraphrasing Aristotle. Fair, if you don't mind dipping your Latin cup into a Greek well. There's the abbey. I have good memories of this place and of Father Matthias. I was sad to hear of his passing. How did you come to know him? How did you come to know Kirsau at all? My family have been patrons of Kirsau for, I don't know how many generations. Some years ago I heard that Kirsau still had a wonderful library and artisans. Professional artists have taken over most manuscript production, so I was shocked to find an active scriptorium here. So he's coming back for something. Not just that is not just a coincidence. You cannot tell me that. Well, there's not much left of it these days. 2 old men, a young scribe, and me. Well, perhaps it is nostalgia that brings me back here. I commissioned a manuscript through Father Gernot a year ago. I thought I would stop by and check on the progress. Wait, are you the artist working on it? It's a prayer book with 20 illustrations. I know the work, but no. I do know the artist well, the venerable brother Piero. That's him, very old. He might die, and then we will finish it. We'll see. How venerable? He still has his wits and his skills, if that's what concerns you. Brother Piero has an incredible talent with color, and I very much look forward to seeing it. Miklaus, tend to the horses and the baggage. I'm heading up to the abbey. Yes, my lord. Well, let's not keep the abbot waiting any longer. Nuns. Quite unusual for a Benedictine house to have monks and nuns, even if they are separated. Yeah, the Benedictines. Founded in the 6th century, the Benedictines are a Christian monastic order that observes vows of obedience, poverty, chastity, and stability under the rule of Saint Benedict of Nursia, one of the biggest orders in Germany. The church closed most of them centuries ago, but then Kirsau is a place out of time in more ways than one. You know, Mother Cecilia, she seemed to recognize you. Like Ottilia, right? We are acquainted, yes, let's leave it at that. You must be Father Gernot. I'm Lawrence, Baron of... Yes, the Baron of Rotvogel. So wonderful to have you here again. We actually did meet on your last visit. If you say so, I'm not good with remembering faces. Please forgive me, my lord, but I wasn't expecting you for another few days. Yes, I know, but I rode ahead. I just couldn't wait to see my manuscript. I'm sure it's no trouble. Well, yes, I mean, no, it's no trouble. Did you want to see it now? Oh, in a moment. I could do with a bit of refreshment, though. May I grab something from the kitchen? Yes, certainly, my lord. I will meet you there. Andreas, I don't know what you were doing with the Baron, but I need you in the scriptorium. Now. Can we kind of save now? Oh, okay. Okay, is this a bad time to ask for an advance on my payment for the Book of Hours? A type of illuminated manuscript that contains an abbreviated form of the prayers for the divine office in addition to other religious texts. Most are relatively plain, but wealthy patrons often commission lavish examples with elaborate illustrations. Yeah, a Book of Hours was, like it's called, a Stundenbuch in German, and it's something very, very, the most lavish book you could imagine. It's like a graphic novel with graphic and novel. This is a bad time. Okay. Oh, I should ask again when he's in a better mood. Maybe I should just convince Brother Mathieu to pay me early. Find a way to get paid, yeah. Okay, yeah. So, thank you for watching. We'll continue this very soon in the next episode. And we'll begin our life in the Abbey. Have a great time until then, and happy gaming. This is Immanuel Khan signing out. See you soon. Have a great time. Until then. Until soon. I can't wait to play this more.